here is the reality. Why is it that anytime when people associate engagement in Africa, it's considered as charity? Africa is 1.4 billion people, 60% of the arable land, 50% of the global gold reserve, 70% of the platinum, 35% of the lithium. That's 7 out of 10 fastest growing economies on the planet over the past decade were from Africa. You don't hear that in the media. And funny also, you hear about charity when you know that actually the capital inflow to Africa is less than the capital outflow to Africa, right? So somehow there is a large group of investors somehow that are deploying capital and that are getting much more than what they're putting in. 28% IRR. You'll never see that in the news.
So that brings me to one of the biggest arguments there is against trusting blockchain, which is, why would I trust a piece of code?
You trust this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you trust it?
Because I know the value it holds and I know what it can get me.
You know why this was introduced after the coins? Because when you start carrying a lot of gold coins, it becomes super heavy, right? And then after this, they introduced a bank account where I just press send and you receive, right?
Yes.
You trust it, right? Okay. Isn't it a piece of code? Global stock market, roughly $80 trillion. Derivatives market, $300 and $500 trillion. 2 years ago, 3 years, 2.5 years, there were 90 central banks working on central bank digital currency.
Yes.
Do you know that now you have 160 of them working on central bank digital currency? So somehow it means they're trusting this piece of code, but they don't want you to trust it yet. Do you know that AI is gonna consume by 2030 or need 99% of the energy produced? If you take a centralized approach, you won't get there. We're going to have to decentralize and have new technologies that are highly disruptive to enable that energy to be accessible. In most countries, electricity hasn't been that decentralized. Who is behind electricity production? Governments.
Yeah.
There's this inventor in Congo who has been able to power a house just by plugging cables onto trees, right? There's this inventor in Zimbabwe who actually has been able to build an electric car. But not just an electric car where you recharge, you actually don't even have to recharge the battery. Do you hear those stories? No. Why? People are easier to manipulate when they're not so well informed. Never doubt that a small group of determined people can change the world, because it's the only thing that ever did.